harness diversity to build leadership capacity, and provide opportunities to students and teachers to grow as leaders. I'm a year level leader, and in the last 2 years, I've been the year level leader for grades 9 and 10. And it's basically involving pastoral leadership and working with the students and the homeroom teachers to build the homeroom program so we can build in skills, transdisciplinary skills that they need to be able to use it for all the subjects, as well as be prepared for building their confidence, communication skills, and all other things that we want them to know so that they are ready for life after school. The beginning of the year, we have to have goals every year. So one of my goals was building leadership capacity in student leaders. So in part of my role is, of course, I work with the homeroom teachers, but also work with students as well. And we have student leaders from every year level. So my goal was to build leadership capacity in student leaders. So basically walking the talk of distributive leadership, involving students in leadership opportunities within the homeroom program. So what I did is, this is something that I tried for the first time last year. We started having weekly lunch meetings. So we have an hourly lunch meeting every Wednesday with the student leaders and myself. So we could build in getting to know the team, getting to understand, because the students were able to bring in the perspective of what the other students are thinking, rather than just us teachers from the homeroom group implementing things that what we felt was necessary for the students. So we were able to create a space for communication for them to share ideas. We made it quite formal. They brought in their lunch, and it was a working lunch meeting. And I wanted to share a template, which actually we worked together with the students. We basically had the minutes ready. We used to have rotation of meetings. So I was not the only one facilitating the meeting. We took turns to facilitate. The person who was facilitating created the agenda, shared the agenda, and we worked on whether it's a discussion or a dialogue or a decision to be made. And then we wrote down action points, and then we followed through. So this was something that I tried to create as a skill building. We took turns to do the minute taking and the timekeeping as well. One of the big things that came out of this meeting was that the students felt that we needed to build cultural understanding of the different cultures that exist in the school, as we are an international school. So we had a little competition, and the students came up with their own cultural calendar. So we had like a little competition within the year levels to create this cultural calendar. And they decided what different cultural festivals that we are going to celebrate every month. So for the calendar year 2020-21. So this was the poster that finally was done by the students, and they decided it's what festival they're going to celebrate every month, representing the student population. And they felt that that would be great. And then they divided themselves into different groups, and they created either PPTs or posters or videos to share with the entire school, that is entire secondary school, an awareness about different cultural celebrations, where students who came from that culture actually also shared different ways of how they celebrated. And so that was one of the things that came out of that. And it was great because I felt that students they felt that they had a choice. Their voice was heard. We created a space for communication, and they were also getting opportunities to learn from each other, work with each other. What we also did is that to make it more authentic, and we interviewed different leaders from the industry, asking them questions about what skills do they look for when they are interviewing students or graduates. We looked at the skills that they were talking about, and some of the common things that came up was willingness to learn and be coached, flexibility, team building, and leadership skills came up in the different discussions with the leaders in the industry, which was not education, leaders in different industries. The students realized the importance of building team building and leadership skills, amongst that, since that was the goal. End of year reflection activity, which we did with the students. They talked about that their organization skills were improved. They were able to work as a team. They were able to listen to each other's ideas and learn new things. They learned to how to make decisions and come to an agreement when they were actually having differing views. And then they understood that leadership is actually a service. So this is what they said, that this is what they learned in their end of year reflection. As far as teachers are concerned, I felt like the benefits we had was, because there's always this tug of war between doing your teaching and doing other things and managing workload. We felt that by doing this activity, these weekly meetings, the planning time was of activities and themes that we wanted to introduce in the homeroom program was distributed amongst the teachers and the student leaders. The homeroom teachers got support from these teachers in the homeroom to get the jobs done. It was a great learning experience for the teachers, for myself and the students. And I hope to continue this system, this strategy, this activity into the next year. There are a few new students who are going to come into the student leadership team. And so they're quite excited about training the new students that are going to come in next year. So my nugget of learning or nugget of experience, I would say, is that harness diversity to build leadership capacity and provide opportunities to students and teachers to grow as leaders.